Good afternoon. Lively group.
Peyton's at almost 74% completion. I think he's crossed 200 total yards of offense in each of these first 3 games. Where is he in your mind in terms of comfort level within the offense at that position right now?
Well, I think he's very comfortable because of his confidence and also, too, his preparation. His preparation has allowed him to become a very confident player right now. And he knows our offense very well. I think Nick Sheridan does a great job with him, and also with Mike Penix and the rest of them, preparing him every week for new looks that we see. And so I think he's got great confidence right now because of the way he prepares.
What's been valuable about what Ronnie Walker showed you on Saturday and what he could potentially provide to the backfield, especially as you kind of try to keep Stevie Scott fresh?
Yeah, I just thought that Ronnie really played fast. I thought that was really the fastest I've seen him. And I think he just, because he's learning things, I think he felt comfortable out there and he went and played at his speed. And so we all loved what he did.
Mike, what's the defensive? Michigan State's defense has given up a lot of passing yards, but hardly any rushing yards. Talk a little bit about that and their strengths and what you see there.
Well, I think overall, Coach D'Antonio has been there a long time, and his defense is to stop the run. He knows the importance of that. So they always have, if you've got a one back and a tight end in the picture, then they're always going to have basically 6.5 guys around the box. And so they do a good job with the run game. And then, really in both games, I thought Utah State did a little bit better job attacking in the throw game stuff. And so they had some things that were there, and they went up with, one-on-one matchups and won those. And so that's what we've got to do, Don, is we've got to, in the run game and the throw game, we've got to win our one-on-one matchups. And we just did not last year win enough of them.
Sort of speaking to that last year, I mean, obviously you guys sort of drove but kind of stalled in the red zone. What goes into finishing those drives against the Michigan State team this week? Is it a mindset? Is it an execution thing? Is it kind of a mix of both?
Well, I think so far we've been good in the red zone, and I think that we have great confidence right now, but it comes down to execution. You have to execute, and it's not a hard game really. It's just you've got to do what your job is, and you got to do it to your best of your ability, and we got to make plays down there.
You talked about the way Ronnie ran. Obviously, Stevie's had a couple good weeks here. I mean, have you ever been in a situation where you could wind up with 2 freshmen featuring so prominently in the running back rotation?
No, never. Never have had that. But it's a good thing. I mean, we've got depth there, and we're glad we have the depth. So those 2 guys are, they're guys that have great talent, and they continue to learn, and they're really doing a good job for us.
Yeah, Mike, we mentioned Peyton's completion percentage, and I think Mike's at 80 still. You guys are at 75% completion through 3 games. You've coordinated and orchestrated a lot of offenses. Have you ever seen that through 3 games have a completion percentage that high?
Not that high, no. And I think, I feel like, number one, our plans have been really good, and I give the credit to our offensive coaches. Those guys, all of them, contribute to the game planning. And then also, too, the coaching of it on the practice field, that has to go over to the games. And so right now I feel like, and I heard the question earlier about, getting the ball to Wap a little bit more, but it's hard in the throw game because of multiple coverages. You just don't see one coverage and you can go attack it all the time. We see very multiple coverages. And, right now we're doing a good job of Peyton understanding the coverages and attacking the coverages, and that's and our receivers are doing a good job of getting open.
It seemed like no matter who was running the ball Saturday, there were some open running lanes. So I guess just how did the offensive line grade out, and how much of a jump have you seen maybe from week 1 with them?
Yeah, I thought the offensive line played very well, and I was concerned going into the game because of all the different things that they did on defense, all the blitzing and all the front movement that they did. And a lot of those were again, every game, and I say it all the time, but every game's got a different theme to it, And against that defense, what really came down to is our centers and guards did a great job handling the nose guard. And then on the backside, our tackles and tight ends did a great job with cutoff blocks. And a lot of those plays were coming back, winding back off the cutoff block of the offensive tackle and the tight ends. And so I thought that those guys just did a really good job of executing the blocking, and the backs did a great job of basically staying with the wall on the backside of it.
Anything else? All right.
Thank you.